we're honored now to have as our next speaker one of Japan's most distinguished former government officials and a person really a visionary on issues of transportation, Masafumi Shukuri, who served as Vice Minister of the Ministry of Transportation, now the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism of Japan from 2008 to 2012. His career actually included, in addition to many distinguished positions in the ministry, also a diplomatic posting with Japan's embassy in Indonesia, as many of you know, and he's had a deep interest in Southeast Asia over the years. He's currently serving also as visiting professor of the Graduate School of Public Policy at the University of Tokyo. And he served in the past he currently serves as chairman of the International High-Speed Rail Association and also the chairman of the Japan Maritime Center. So it gives me personally, and I think it gives us all, tremendous pleasure to welcome Mr. Shukuri here, Chairman Shukuri, to our conference. It's a pleasure to see you. Let's give him a hand. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Professor Kent Karada, for your warm welcome remarks. I am Masafumi Shukuri, chairman of both the JTTRI, Japan Transport and Tourism Research Institute, and the JITTI, Japan International Transport and Tourism Institute, USA. First, I would like to thank everyone who is joining our symposium today, in person or online, despite their busy schedule. Also, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the Honorable Shigeo Yamada, Ambassador of Japan to the United States, for joining us today, despite his tight schedule serving the crucial role of maintaining US-Japan relations. Our symposium today is co-hosted by the Edwin O. Reischauer Center for East Asian Studies at the Johns Hopkins University's School of Advanced International Studies and the JITTI USA, which was established by the JTTRI. I would like to thank Professor Kent Karada, Director for the Reischauer Center, for his support in making this symposium held in such a successful way. Next, I'd like also to express my deepest gratitude to our two keynote speakers, Rear Admiral Anne Phillips, Administrator, Maritime Administration, Department of Transportation, and Mr. Yoshimichi Terada, Vice Minister for International Affairs, Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism. In addition, I'd like to thank our moderator and 4 other panelists who together represent both the public and private maritime sector in both Japan and the United States. Professor Jeffrey Glesh, National Defense University, Admiral Shohei Ishii, a former Commandant, Japan Coast Guard, Rear Admiral Wei Ergin, Assistant Commandant, U.S. Coast Guard, Mr. Koichiro Hayashi, General Manager, NYK Line, Mr. Henry Nuzum, President, Waterman Logistics. In recent years, economic globalization has accelerated, increasing each nation's dependence on sea lanes, which have become a crucial element, a critical element for maintaining the global supply chain. However, several serious threats to the freedom of navigation in the sea lanes have emerged, such as expansive maritime claims by a certain nation in the South China Sea, the war in Ukraine causing the Black Sea to become a warlike area, tensions in the Middle East and Israel, and attacks on commercial ships by non-state actors in the Red Sea. The water shortage in the Panama Canal area has also been added to highlight such various risks, prompting countries to seek measures to secure stable sea lanes. Japan has long been described as a shimen kankai, meaning to be surrounded by the sea on all sides. Almost all of Japanese key resources, such as energy, minerals, and food, rely on international maritime transportation. Thus, the maritime industry has always been regarded as a vital component of Japan's economy. The United States has also been placing a high priority on strengthening its maritime capabilities from a security perspective. Today, the importance of sea lanes extends beyond the traditional issues of maritime transportation and maritime security. There is growing recognition of their significance widely in the content of national economic security, including issues of supply chain. In May 2022, Japan enacted the Economic Security Promotion Act, the first law to explicitly address economic security. It aims to take comprehensive measures to prevent actions that could harm the security of the nation and its citizens in the context of economic activities, with maintaining maritime and shipping sectors included as key areas. Furthermore, sea lanes with unobstructed navigation are now essential for the activities of all nations. In this sense, sea lanes are global commons shared by all. It is an urgent matter to focus on this point and to examine the roles that relevant countries must play to ensure their stability. Japan and the United States recognize the security of sea lanes as vital to national survival. Together with like-minded nations such as Australia, Europe, South Korea, and India, they strive to stabilize sea lanes through efforts including capacity building assistance for Southeast Asia and Pacific Island countries as part of the endeavor to realize rule-based, free and open Indo-Pacific. Next, I would like to highlight the importance of the supply chain in the maritime sector. The vulnerabilities in the supply chain have been underscored by various factors, including the pandemic, extreme weather events, and geopolitical risks. International tensions such as the US-China rivalry, unrest in the Middle East, the war in Ukraine, and the situation surrounding the Taiwan Strait cause disruption of navigation on major shipping routes, affecting global trade. To ensure the stable flow of goods, it is essential to secure redundant transportation routes and maintain a sufficient national shipping capacity. Strengthening the resilience of the supply chain is a critically important issue directly linked to national stability. It is essential for stakeholders in Japan and the United States to address the challenges I have just mentioned, including geopolitical risks. Collaborative efforts by Japan and the United States in tackling these issues are expected to greatly contribute to the stability of the global supply chain. The last but very indispensable point is that from the perspective of economic security, the great significance of such securing sea lanes, stable maritime activities, and resilient supply chain is not yet widely recognized by the public level in Japan. I feel there is a strong need to raise public awareness on these issues. At today's symposium, we have invited senior government officials and corporate executives from Japan and the United States to discuss the challenges and risks facing both countries and industries, as I have just mentioned. We also aim to explore ways to enhance collaboration between the two nations and to consider these issues together with all of you. Finally, I hope that today's symposium will contribute to solving the challenges related to maritime activities and sea lanes, which are fundamental to supporting the economic, social, and defense activities of both Japan and the United States. I also hope that it will lead to further development of Japan-US relations. With these wishes, I conclude my remarks. Thank you very much for your kind attention and participation today.